Then we can go whenever. We are rolling.
All right, we're rolling.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Rolling. What are we rolling in?
I assume shit.
Oh.
We're in your home, we're in your head. Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Soul of a Gamer podcast.
Soul of a Gamer. Why is the microphone so far away from
That's
us?
your fault.
That is my fault.
Every week we go through, we play a game, we talk about the game, we give you our reviews, our thoughts, we make some funny jokes about the game. We do a lot.
We don't give our prayers, though, just our thoughts.
Yeah, just our thoughts. Yeah, the prayers don't exist, so grow up, people. Angels aren't real. If you want the truth, I gave you the truth. Oh, I was going to tell you, actually.
You can't handle the truth.
I'll tell you this now that I just thought of it. One of our buddies became super Christian, and we're not going to name drop him, but one of our buddies became super Christian, and he posted this thing, right? It's an hour-long seminar by like someone who learned how to do PowerPoint the day before.
Oh, wow.
It looked like that, at least. He's like, I'm going to show you why Jesus and the resurrection is real with historical facts.
Oh,
and he starts it by shitting on every other religion's like non-facts. He's like, look at this. Hinduism believes that there's a mountain that's 275,000 miles high. You want to know? The moon is only 238,000 miles away. Look how ridiculous this is. And then he goes in and he's starting like talking about Muslims, talking about everyone. He's like shitting on Mormonism. And then he's like, but Christianity, we have historical facts. And then he never brings up any facts. He just quotes the Bible. And I'm like, that's not historical facts. That's the Bible. And I get it. People think that the Bible is like a giant like treasure trove of facts, but it's a lot of fiction. Yeah. Also, he said that there's no inaccuracies in the Bible. And I'm like, I know in the Bible, there's a story about a guy who said the sun was up for 3 days straight. There's a story that it's about a battle in Jerusalem where they were fighting, and then he prayed that the sun would be in the sky for 3 days, and then it was. Interesting. And that's fucking not possible. Not in his part of the world. Maybe in Alaska.
I think one of the funniest things I've ever heard about religion, and we'll get into the game right after this.
Yeah, sorry guys. Fucking vent about this.
Ricky Gervais has this whole thing about people getting mad at atheists or agnostic people, and he has this whole thing about how he's like, why do you get mad? And they're always like, well, you don't believe in anything. And he's like, well, okay, there's thousands of gods. He's like, if you believe in Christianity, do you believe in Zeus? Well, no. Do you believe in Allah? No. Do you believe in Ganesha or Chak or Kukulkan or any of these other gods? And they're like, no. Well, I just believe in one less god than you do.
That's true. It's true. Yeah,
it's kind of funny to think about.
It was a funny seminar for sure. These people, they get all high and mighty. I remember this one where this guy made a circle and he's like, "If this," and he like drew a little slim chart of how science can explain. And he's like, "This is what science can explain, and all of this they can't." So wouldn't you say that God could be in this? Doesn't that prove that God's real? And I'm like, couldn't you say that God wouldn't be in that too? Doesn't that prove that God's not real? Isn't it a false argument? Either way, you can't really say because you don't fucking know.
There's just no way to prove it.
I know, and it's silly that they try to.
The only way to prove it is if he would to come down and prove
or you
himself.
Die and you're like, okay, well, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell anyone now.
Yeah.
I'm dead. I lost,
but
I guess.
you can fake do that and write a book and be famous.
True. I should. All right, so into the game. This week's game, as you can see up here, Far Cry 3, or if you're on the audio, Far Cry 3.
Yes, last week we did Portal, and now we have Far Cry 3.
Yeah, Far Cry 3, I will say this game was amazing. But let's start with Back of the Box.
Back of the Box.
Is there a button we have to push?
We don't have it set up for this one.
Oh, the visual one?
Oh, no, I didn't set it.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay, Steven. You failed. I understand.
It's okay. This will be edited
out. No, do not edit this out.
Fine. Back of the Box.
Back of the Box. So actually, this Back of the Box is really shitty and funny. So we're gonna read it. Do you want to read it?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Jason Brody is on vacation with a group of his friends in the Rook Islands.
No way.
Celebrating with his younger brother Riley getting his pilot's license.
That is a crazy celebration.
Right?
That is insane. Like, you got your pilot's license. Let's go let's go to the islands.
And this isn't the only thing that they do on that vacation too. So they did a shit ton of
like, that's
because they were like partying in like Germany beforehand.
Yeah,
or something.
it's like normally you'd celebrate getting married or like your 50th anniversary or something. But getting your fucking pilot's license?
Go out to dinner for that.
Yeah, seriously.
Or have a party at your house.
Have a week-long party at your house. I'll get that. That's the max.
All right. However, on their skydiving trip, they land on a pirate island, a pirate-infested island, and they are kidnapped by our pirate lord Voss, who plans to sell them into slavery. Jason escapes with the help of his older brother Grant, who is killed by Voss.
Also, that just revealed the entire beginning of the game. So
literally
fucking ridiculous how little they care about. All right, we're going to get the entire beginning to them.
No, seriously, because this isn't even done yet.
Yeah.
Jason is rescued by Dennis, who is adopted member of the islands, native to the Rakyat. Jason recognizes Jason's potential as a warrior and gives him that tattoo. These tattoos in the Rakyat warrior give them powers.
Yeah, what's great is the tattoo is just tattoo, and they made up that word. They're like, what can be another word for tattoo? Tattoo!
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay, it's just the worst.
So, yeah, this is literally this is a one paragraph description of the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, literally, maybe 20 minutes. Like, honestly, there's so much cutscenes in the beginning, and then this is what you do. You don't know this. Like, the shitty thing is they say they kill Grant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that happens in the beginning, but that doesn't happen till the end of, like, you escaping.
Yes.
So that means you play through, if you read the box, you play through this whole part expecting Grant to die.
Exactly.
Which is really shitty. They shouldn't have fucking included that shit. What a terrible back of the box.
Seriously.
Boo. 1 out of 10 eggplants. So fuck that box.
A small eggplant.
Yeah.
2, not a big one.
All right. What's our next section? You're the section leader.
Our next section is... I guess we could do it in any order, but let's go into...
Let's go into Are We Jammin'?
Yeah.
So... one thing I noticed about in this one was the music wasn't amazing.
No.
And it was loud. I don't know. Me playing it, I had my headphones on, of course. Maybe that's why it was so loud. But I'm going through, and then randomly it just gets this giant boom of music for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did it just... I felt like I was about to get attacked by a tiger. And no, there's nothing around me. So I think their audio people just made some, like, they wanted to have some really cinematic sounds where, like, big things would happen, but then they wouldn't happen around the sounds. It didn't make any sense.
The range of when the sounds are active is a lot bigger than what you would think it would be.
Yeah.
Because I did notice that. And anytime the sound does come on, like when you are in a active situation, it like you could be like 150 meters away from a jaguar.
Yeah.
And it not even have seen you yet, and the music will activate.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's the bad... They did bad with the music.
Yeah, and the music, like, when you're in vehicles and stuff, there's music, and you could change the radio station, but nothing was, like...
No.
Nothing was, like, really
it's not
big
GTA
hits.
where you're like, I'm listening to NWA today.
Right.
Like, it's not cool like GTA, because this game really tried to be GTA. Like, it's...
In some aspects,
yeah, in a lot of aspects. Like... We'll talk about it in the gameplay, but they did a lot. Like, there is a lot. And I just felt like I was playing, like, a better graphic version of GTA, but a worse version of the game, you know?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good description. One of the things with the sound and audio and stuff, too, the gun sounds I thought were really good. The arrow sounds, like,
the dialogue was okay. Like, all that stuff was actually pretty good.
The dialogue, especially all the stuff considering... Voss and like the main characters, so the things with Dennis, the things with Citra, the things with like his friends, all of the dialogue honestly I thought was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Voss especially.
Voss is
the reason to play this game.
The story and talk about Voss, because how shitty you are at surprises. How awful you are at expecting things. And Voss is always there on you. But yeah, the music is okay. I wouldn't give the music a very high rating in this game. But the dialogue is really good. I thought the voice acting was great.
Yeah.
The women voice acting, except for Citra, I thought she was really good. Everyone else, the women were just kind of lackluster. The backing characters were really lackluster too. I don't know how many side missions you do, but you do side missions and then they talk to you and you're like, wow, they tried really hard on the main characters and they really just fucking didn't do anything with the side ones.
Yeah, the side characters, they didn't get much graphically for them either. Like,
they
just
all looked
everything.
The same. Like, literally there were 4 side characters and then they all were those side characters.
And I would say like his friends and stuff too that he's rescuing on the island, Their dialogue was
It's
okay. Like the best one was his brother, for both of his brothers for sure.
For Grant, yeah, Grant was amazing. And
Riley's-
he's only in for
Riley's
2
was
minutes of
good,
the game.
too.
Riley was okay.
Riley was the best of the friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's the brother.
Yeah. But like his girlfriends were just annoying with their dialogue.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't.
They
good.
weren't sad. Like the weird part is like you say, "Oh, Grant's dead," and it's to his girlfriend, and I assume of either a year or more, right?
Yeah.
And she doesn't. She's just like, "Just go for now.
Jason.
I'll be fine."
Sorry.
Yeah. Like it's someone you've been with for a long time, and you're just like, "I just need some time," and then that's it. There's no like, "What? No." God, no! Like you expect that. Like that's an insane thing. Like somebody died,
and there was more of that with Daisy than there was his girlfriend, which was weird.
Well, with Daisy, there was barely any. She's the one I'm talking about. She's the girlfriend.
No, Daisy's
She's
not
Grant's,
the girlfriend.
Grant's girlfriend.
Oh, Grant's girlfriend.
Yeah, she should have had this giant emotional turmoil.
She was also drugged at that moment too, because she was still. Healing.
No, that was after. She came out of the drug-induced thing. You go into her room. You talk to her. The doctor comes in because I'm thinking he thinks she's like his ex-wife or something.
She thinks this is his daughter.
Oh, okay, but they never really go into that story, which is strange.
Yeah, because she's in the daughter's room, and and one of the times when you're talking to Daisy, she mentions something about his daughter.
He calls her something Evelyn, I think, or something like that. Yeah, but the voice acting for the friends, it's not on par with the situation.
No.
Some of it is. Like the guys were really good because the one who was sexually molested, he's like,
God.
Just don't tell anyone about this.
That one was like crazy.
Like crazy good. Like that it was what I expected him to be like. Or the other guy, the drugged up guy, I expected them to be like that. But with the women, no, not so much. They got bad women.
Yeah, this is I don't know. I think it was just the writing for them too.
Yeah.
Like the writing for the women, just besides Citra, was just not
Citra
very
was just
good.
So fucking good though.
Yes,
her writing was amazing.
Her writing is exactly what it was meant to do, and it was perfect.
She is like a strong female lead character. Amazing.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's about it on music. There isn't a lot, and there's no like special music.
No,
that
and there's not like
end.
a theme for Far Cry or anything.
I will
either.
say
like,
some of the situations, even the happy ones. Did you notice like they have this? They always have this depressing background music, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Even in the happy moments, you're like, okay, can you give me some like uplifting something here? I feel like a squirrel died in front of me and blew its fucking head off or something.
This game spent all their money on mechanics, and gameplay, and not on audio at all.
Seriously, they recycled the same music over and over. It reminds me of playing like Spooky Jumpscare Mansion. You could hear when the music restarts.
Yeah.
So it's on a timer. If the music is 1 minute long, it'll go for 1 minute, and then you'll hear that moment of darkness where there's no sound, and then it'll restart the music.
Okay.
Like, and that's how bad, because that's an independent game.
Yeah.
Like that's like this almost.
So I guess let's go ahead and go on to our next segment.
How does it play?
How does it play?
This game plays phenomenally unless you're driving a car.
Yes.
This game, it is so good until you get into a car, and then you're like, wow, I feel like I can't do anything.
I will say, as far as the car aspect goes, because this is the first Far Cry game you've played?
Yes.
Okay.
Never played any.
So I've played throughout the entire series. The only one I haven't played is the second one. This is my fourth time playing all the way through the third one.
Mm-hmm.
But the car mechanics don't get better in any of the games. But the one thing that does get better is they have automatic driving to waypoints. So you can create a waypoint in the newer ones, and then you can hit auto drive and we'll drive for you.
So the map wasn't that big. Like the driving, if you went 1,000 meters, it took maybe a minute or so. It's not crazy.
The maps get bigger per game.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the driving is just so sluggish. You get in everything, you're on dirt roads, you're on fucking bridges that look like they're about to fall down. Nothing on this island is modern. There's no electricity really. Like you're in these huts basically. But the driving is just so fucking bad. You're going forward and you stop and you're like instantly stopped.
Yeah.
You get out and your car rolls a little bit and then just fucking stops. And it's just like the weirdest shit.
It's like riding a horse in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Almost. Like it's that kind of like, it's not smooth.
No.
It's definitely not. It's not like any racing game.
It's like riding a horse in Two Worlds.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Not near as bad. But
not near as
close.
No, but close. The uphill driving was insane. Like if you get off a road, you go uphill, you're gonna fall fucking back down. Yeah. And I'm like, there's no way. The traction of this hill is so bad. You're not on mud. You're on fucking dirt. So, and I get it. Like normally you can't just drive up a hill, but you should be make it farther, especially with momentum.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they didn't have a momentum mechanic in this game, and that was fairly obvious. Because the fact that you could not drive, like you could be going full speed on a road, shift to a hill, and almost instantly stop the minute you start inclining.
Yeah.
Like it was insane with the driving.
Yeah, definitely the driving is by far the lowest mechanically in the game.
And they're all off-road vehicles. It makes no fucking sense. None of them. Only one is a car, I think. And then they had the audacity. They had the audacity to include racing in this game.
Oh, I know.
I was like, fuck you guys. I didn't do a single
At
race.
least it wasn't racing against people.
Oh,
so
it wasn't?
It's checkpoint
time?
racing.
Okay, that's what it's just like the medical ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah, I didn't fucking do it because I'm like, this is so stupid. I don't want to. It's all extra stuff, so I don't want to do this. This is so boring.
Yeah, some of those things, I think those are the ones that nobody really completes, to be honest.
Yeah,
They're not
honestly.
They're not very fun.
I only did the shooting one where you could make all the money by shooting the birds with the shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, holy shit, you can make a shit ton of money just doing this, and that's what I did.
Yeah, no, the best thing about like the driving in the newer games is they have these driving things called the Clutch Nixon trials.
Yeah.
And Clutch Nixon was basically Evil Knievel.
Okay.
Far Cry's version of Evil Knievel. And you have to do all these courses that have all these jumps and ramps and stuff like that, and you have to go through these like things.
Yeah.
And you have to do like plane ones too and boat ones. And
They tried that.
That's way more fun.
They really did try that in 3. I mean, there were ramps you had to go through, but you could go around them.
But like each of these ramps, like as soon as you go on the ramp, there's like this like awesome like American music, like bam bam bam, like you're watching like Top Gun. It's like that kind of music, and there's like fireworks that go up when you go on jumps, and it's like, and then when you go off of like a big jump, there'll be like an eagle scream, and like a flag will show up in the air. Like it's as most American Evil Knievel shit you can possibly do. It's awesome.
And I mean, the racing wasn't a big part of the game.
No.
You didn't have to do it like we said. The extra stuff really is just
Honestly, fast traveling is the way to go in this game.
And you have to do a lot to fast
Or
travel.
just walking, because then you can hunt animals while you're on your way to stuff.
I didn't even worry about that. The hunting mechanics in this game are so easy.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, it shows you on the map where they more than likely spawn. It's not 100% spawn rate, because when I went there, sometimes I'm like, nothing's here.
Yeah.
So then I'd leave, come back, and then they'd be there. But yeah, the mechanics in this game for hunting is really good. The guns are fucking amazing.
The gunplay in this game is superb.
Yeah.
Even for as old as this game is.
Yeah.
Like, and they're just as good in every single other.
There is one mechanic I don't want to talk about in here, and that's the boss battle mechanic, because I want to talk about that during story.
Yeah.
And there's a reason, and you guys will see during the story why we're talking about that during then.
Yeah.
But basically, the entire game's pretty fluid with the shooting mechanics. I mean, you hit someone in the head, they die instantly. I was surprised at how many body shots it took to kill people.
Yeah,
Because it's a lot. Like,
well, all of them are wearing some sort of armor.
True, but like
they all have bulletproof vests.
Yes, I have. So I had the SMG. The guns in this game are amazing, by the way. And there's different types: SMG, assault rifle, sniper, launchers like bazookas and shit. Pistols. What am I missing? The special weapons, flamethrowers.
Yes.
Bow and arrow.
Yes.
Like, and those ones are all in the same kind of category, the flamethrower, the bow and arrow. Grenades. Like, they do have a lot of variety in this game, and that was really cool. But you only use, like, 4 weapons.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you really you pick the best 4 and you never go back.
You pick your favorite 4 and you stick with those.
I only switched when I unlocked some of the specials. I was like, this is way better.
I think my 4 was sniper rifle, the best sniper rifle in the game. And then I also had bow, just because I love the bow and all the different things you can do. Especially because you can do the normal arrows and the specialty arrows. So you can do explosive tip arrows and you can do flame tip arrows.
Yeah.
And then
explosives are fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah, they are.
They were so cool.
It makes you feel so good.
I know, it really does.
And then I did the one of the special pistols. The one that's the shotgun one, basically. Oh, it's got as much damage as a shotgun does.
It's a Magnum. Yeah. It's the 44 Magnum from fucking from Dirty Harry, basically.
Pretty much.
But I mean, not really. I guess it's more like a Desert Eagle, but it hits like a fucking 44 Magnum.
And then I also always did a burst assault rifle with silencer on it.
That's funny. I never did that. So I did the Ripper, which was that giant fucking like LMG.
Yeah.
So LMGs is the other one. That's the
light machine gun.
Yeah. LMG I did the special SMG because that one was fucking, the stability on that gun was insane.
Yeah.
I did the silence pistol for some of it. I switched between the silence pistol, the flamethrower, and the grenade launcher a lot.
Oh, okay.
Because in certain missions, like, it's so annoying to have cars drive up on you and have to shoot all 3 of them. You grenade one car and it's fucking dead, and all of them are dead on it. So this is where it gets off. So that special SMG I was talking about, I burst. So that burst at like 20 bullets. Like, it's insane. You can shoot 20 bullets in like a second, right? I shoot 20 bullets and the guy's like, oh, I'm back up. And I'm like, okay, I don't care what bulletproof vest you're fucking wearing. You're dead. So headshots are the way to go in this game. Oh, and I use the best sniper too.
Well, and in subsequent games after this, they also introduced armor-piercing rounds on guns, and you actually could switch from normal rounds to armor-piercing rounds.
I was curious if they had that, because I'm like, God damn it, because they have these giant... So some of the people who walk around, you have like regular people in no armor, some people in body armor, and then people in fucking like assault armor.
Yeah, basically like... just tanks. They're just wearing this massive amounts of padding and armor.
And you're like, you can't... A normal person wearing that wouldn't be able to walk, but apparently these guys are superhuman.
It's like the first Iron Man suit.
Yeah,
almost.
And what's great is the only part of their armor that's not there, like, they don't have their arms covered.
Yeah.
And you're like, if I tear up your arm, you're not holding a gun, so what use are you going to be?
But you can still get headshots with them on some of the sniper rifles.
Yes, you can. And you can knock off their helmets.
Yes.
But the best thing to do, one of the cool mechanics is assassinations.
Yes.
You can upgrade that to get...
heavy takedowns.
Yeah, heavy takedowns.
Yeah.
And so I guess we'll talk about the skill tree.
So the skill tree for this one, did you want to talk about it?
It's like a shark.
So yes, it's based on so everything in this game is based on the tattoos that you get.
Tattoo.
So the tattoos are tattoos that you get that give you powers from the island.
Tattoos?
Yes.
Shut up.
And they go down your left arm.
Yeah.
There's the shark, the spider, and the fish. The dolphin.
No, snake.
Oh yeah, shark, spider, and snake.
Yeah.
And
it's really cool, actually. Because
shark, spider, tiger.
Yeah. No, are you sure?
I think it's something like that.
Something like that. It doesn't matter what it is.
Whatever.
Like, really, they don't associate well with what they are. Like,
they don't.
You think a shark would be like, I'm gonna go right in there, I'm gonna kill everything. But it's like, you can sneak faster.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Okay, but it's really cool because when you upgrade one, your tattoo gets bigger.
Yes.
So I thought that was really neat.
The skill tree actually goes down all of your arm.
Yeah.
As you progress the tattoo.
And
so
if you
it makes a
progress only
sleeve.
one, you only see that part of your arm get tattooed. The other two don't.
Yep.
Like, it's actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really cool the way that they did that.
Yeah.
The interaction with that, and every time you get a new one and upgrade one, your character looks down at it and you see it appear, and you're like, yeah,
I feel strong. This guy, and he would always say like, "Oh, I feel so fucking strong right now."
Jason Brody.
Yeah, and
Snow White.
one of the Snow White, so fucking dumb. It was his nickname during the game. People would be like, "Have you heard about Snow White?" And he'd be like, "Are they really fucking calling me Snow White? Fuck me."
We didn't talk about the whole Alice in Wonderland thing during the dialogue.
Oh God, that's so dumb. So again, and why would your nickname be Snow White?
I guess we can talk about it in the story.
Yeah, when they're doing this whole Alice in Wonderland thing, maybe it would be the White Rabbit.
Yeah,
Like, it could literally be anything from Alice in Wonderland. And like, his name is Snow White. Like, what? No. Better writing, people.
It's just stories. It's just story
God,
characters.
They're like, how many American things have we heard of? Snow White. Yeah, some of the other mechanics, you can find like hidden shit in this game. So, and I didn't know this. I had to look this up later because I always wondered what these were for. So they have these relics.
Yes.
There's 120 relics on the map. Once you get 60 relics, you unlock everything that the relics unlock.
Oh, okay.
So, and we fucked up by not doing this because the relics are insane.
Oh,
you
okay.
unlock a potion of instant kill.
Oh, what the fuck?
You unlock a potion of invulnerability.
What the fuck?
You unlock the best sniper in the game.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so cool. And you can finish your skill tree. So
Damn.
60 is to finish your skill tree. Which is bullshit because you can't buy like I think 7 skills unless you get the relics.
Okay.
So, and there's 120, but after 60, the only thing 120 get you is achievements.
Oh, okay.
So, if you're going to play this game, I'd recommend relic hunting first off and just unlock those right away. Because if I had known that, oh my god, instant kill.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Fuck, dude.
Especially towards the end when they just ridiculous amounts of people.
Yeah, and you get an LMG that just fucking burst fires everywhere. Anyone you hit is dead.
That's so ridiculous.
And I was curious if that means helicopters too and like vehicles.
I don't know.
Like that would be fucking cool.
That's all right. I didn't know about that.
And you can have those potions. So with the potions in this game, you have potions. You have like health potions.
You have potions to like give you vision on animals within a certain target area around you.
More damage for animals. More damage for people.
Less damage. There's swimming.
Take less damage.
I think there's like a swimming and endurance one.
You and a speed one and a breathe underwater one. And a
make you fireproof one.
Yes. Or fire
resistant.
Yeah, and if you can unlock a skill that makes you like 50% more fire resistant and then 100% more.
Yeah.
So you can basically become fireproof.
Yes.
But there's something in there. You can't use 2 skill potions.
No.
So you can't stack potions like that. But you can use 1 skill and one for the animals and one for the people.
Yeah.
So the one for invulnerability is for animals. The one for instant kill is for people. Mm-hmm. So you can stack those.
Oh, nice.
Have them both going at the same time.
That's awesome.
You never die. It's like it was so cool learning about that and then not getting to do it. Let me tell you how cool that was.
There's also like landmines in this game.
Yeah.
There's also like proximity. There's also C4.
I never used this stuff.
I used it a lot because I'm a big fan of stealth, taking out these outposts in this game. So yeah, part of the gameplay and mechanics of this will go into it. So it's got outposts, and each of the outposts, once you take it over, you can travel to it. It gives you a store where you can buy new weapons.
You unlock some stuff. There's like computers in them. You can take their flash drives and stuff.
And get new parts of the story.
Yeah,
and stuff.
You can get more ammo and things. There is a store inside your cabin for some reason.
Yeah.
With no clerk, you just pull stuff out, and it's on the honor system that you put money in.
Yep.
So
exactly. There's also towers that gives you vision of a certain area.
Yeah, everything on the map is blacked out unless you activate these towers.
Yes. And once you activate the tower, you get a free gun.
Yeah.
And you get the vision. It shows you a bunch of like key spots and stuff.
Yep.
And yeah, you just have all that. And then you can also buy maps in this game that give you where all the collectibles are.
Yeah, so there are the relics, and then there's loot caches, and then there's one more thing.
Letters.
Letters. The letters. So this used to be like a Japanese stronghold during World War II. So you can find, which I thought was actually cool.
Oh yeah.
You can find letters from old Japanese soldiers that wrote home, and if you get them all, I think you unlock something else.
And there's like missions where you actually have to find some of the bodies of the Japanese and like get their dog tags and stuff for people who are collecting them.
And then the people are like, we'll give them back to the families for a price. And you're like, you're
right.
You're a fucking asshole.
Yeah, gameplay though, this game like seriously is just perfect as far as...
And you can play this anyway. Like, you're right.
Yes.
You can stealth this. You can go in full. And I like stealthing. I like sniping from afar, taking out people who can't be seen. If they find a body, they'll alert the guards and stuff. They'll be on alert. But you can stealth. You can just go fucking in, just blow shit up. You can, like... and the fire aspect of this game, the fire fucking spreads, and it spreads fast. Anytime you're on grass, it'll start burning all the grass around you and spread, and then eventually it'll fizzle out. Trees, buildings. If you're not on a dirt road, you're gonna get fucking fire all over you. And that was really cool too. And you can activate that from a flamethrower, from a Molotov, from a grenade, from anything, any explosion.
Fire arrows.
Yeah.
A lot of camps too also had animals wild animals they captured, and if you shot the cage would open, and the animal would escape and start attacking them.
And they had like tigers and
some of the later games, you can actually when you skin an animal for their skins and stuff, you actually got a piece of raw meat from them too, and you could use raw meat as kind of like a grenade. You could throw it over, and if wild animals were in the area, they would go towards it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we should talk about that. So. The animals in this game, you have like tigers and dogs and
panthers.
Dogs always made me sad because you have to like they're puppies and you don't want to shoot them, but you have to, otherwise they'll fucking kill you. I'm gonna take your toy, Gwen.
There was dingoes. There's these emu kind of things.
Yeah, I don't remember what they're called.
I don't know
weird
either.
Yeah, they're just giant like ostrich kind of things. If you don't know what an emu is.
Yeah, and then there was there were sharks
and tortoises.
There was yaks, tortoises.
Yeah, you could find all these animals and skin them. You start out bare fucking bones.
Yep.
Like this is the worst part of this game is you start out with a wallet that can hold like $100. Like it's fucking insane. Yeah. You can't buy anything for $400.
Nope.
Only ammo, and you can't really refill all your guns with that. You start out with like 10 bullets pretty much. You have nothing. So your goal is to upgrade your wallet, your bullet satchel,
your rucksack, your
potion sack,
syringe kits.
Yep.
Your just pretty much your ammunitions patch. All of these things you have to upgrade, and the way to upgrade them is through each level. Like it'll be like
level 4
2 easy animals, then 2 intermediate animals, then 2 harder animals, and then it will be a specialty hunting quest of a legendary animal. Yeah,
and the only way you get those is to do side quests. So in some of the side quests, one of them is what's it called? The hunt one, the
Master of the Hunt or
something like that. You had to hunt animals, and at one point you'd get hunt the unkillable bear, and you'd shoot it once in the face, and it's like it's very killable.
Well, and this game was weird too, because in this game you could use grenades to kill the animals, and you could still skin them.
Yeah, it doesn't blow
in
them
games
up.
Afterwards, if you threw a grenade or burnt them, it would say damaged skin. So it wouldn't even give you bear skin; it would give you damaged skin.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So you actually had to hunt them.
Yeah, headshot them. Yeah, so and hunting the animals isn't hard or anything. It's hard when they're in groups sometimes, but for the most part, you can just widespread. And
some of them are kind of hard on some of the legendary ones because it's like hunt this rare jaguar in a jaguar's den with only a bow.
Oh yeah, the bow was the worst one. With those ones, the first thing I had to do is activate the skill where you can see the animals, and then I'd have to unactivate that to activate the one that you do more damage. Because it takes 3 fucking bow shots to kill a jaguar.
Yeah.
But not even, and you get one in the head, and it still takes 2.
I would separate them from the pack. I would use arrows or rocks or even fire to separate ones from him. And then I would take on that one.
See, I got lucky. They weren't in packs. They were all just running around.
Oh, nice.
And what's stupid is they don't always stay in the area you have to look at.
Yeah.
Like, this was the worst one. I had to kill 6 dogs, and I killed 5. And I'm like, where is this last fucking dog? And I'm running all around the area, and I have the potion on. I can't find it. And you have to run outside the area, and he's, like, hanging out, stuck against a wall. And you're like, are you fucking serious? Like, it took me 30 minutes to find this stupid dog.
I always just use the dogs from the outpost. Like, when Outpost had attack dogs, I would just use those dogs.
Oh, you could kill those and those count?
Yeah.
You have to activate the mission, though, by getting the weapon first.
Oh, you're talking about the special one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if there's an area
just
you hunt
normal
them in,
dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the ones where you have to do, yes.
Yeah, there's an area you hunt them in, but they're allowed to leave that area, which I think is fucking stupid.
Yeah, if they get too spooked.
Because if you leave that area, you lose the mission.
Yes.
It's really stupid.
It's really stupid.
But yeah, I mean, there's missions like that. There's other missions where you have to go and you have to kill someone with a knife, and just a knife.
Yes.
And that's the Rakyat way.
Yes. So you have to kill like a certain leader with a knife. You can kill all the rest of them anyway, but you have to kill the leader.
And the way you tell if they're a leader, which I thought this was cool, if you scope on them for long enough, it like makes a thing appear above their head. If it was red, they were a normal person. If it was yellow, they were a leader.
Yes.
So that was cool.
And then you also have binoculars, which the binoculars were awesome.
Well, no, not in this one. It was a camera.
Oh yeah, this one was a camera. So some of them it's camera, some of them binoculars. This one makes sense.
If you had like 5 people all in a row, you open up your camera and it would show you what they are for all of them.
Yep.
Which was really fun.
And it actually has different symbols for the different types they are.
Yeah.
It had different symbol for heavy,
you knew what
charger. Yes, you know. Snipers, all of them, and that was really nice.
Although the snipers had the same one as the Rocketeers, so that was kind of shitty.
It was just lookouts with big weapons.
Yeah.
Is basically what that was.
Well, you could do these side missions too for random characters on the map. So some of them, most of them, like I think all of them actually were just get revenge.
Yeah, pretty much. Or like there was one that was like, our daughter ran away with this guy and they talked about running away and we don't want her to run away. Go find her, and you go find her and her boyfriend's like lying down, eaten by a bunch of dingoes
No,
or by
remember,
Komodo
it was
dragons.
they were running away and they're going to kill themselves because they don't think life can get any better. I'm like, this is your best life? I feel so sad for you.
And then you go and the boyfriend's dead, killed by a bunch of Komodo dragons. She's on a rock screaming.
Yeah, and
you
I'm
go
like, kill yourself, bitch. That's what you came here to do.
You go up there, and the stupid thing is she's like, I didn't know he wanted to kill us. And I was like, your parents made it seem like it was really clear that you were going up here to commit suicide.
Yeah, it's super clear. You were like super duper. She's like, he shot himself in the head but missed, and then the dingoes killed him. Like, how did he miss?
Yeah, I was like, what the? All right.
Yeah, and then or the Komodo dragons. Yeah, so you had to kill the Komodos and rescue her, but. Like that. It's like, my daughter was killed by her husband. Get him away from a grave. Yeah. My son was murdered by outlaws. Kill them all. A patch of wild dogs pissed on a hydrant near my house. I'm kind of a little upset about it. Fucking murder them all.
There was also supply drops where you had to get supplies from one area to another area in a certain amount of time.
They were on vehicle. They're all vehicle missions. They're just like, and you have checkpoints. It's just like, Star Fox, you go through the rings in Star Fox. Same thing, same fucking thing.
Pretty much, there's not too much else as far as like side missions.
The side missions, I feel like they dropped the ball too, man. They really, like, in GTA, the side missions are just so iconic and so good. Yeah. And you can make side missions be fucking sweet. Mm-hmm. Like in Red Dead Redemption, they're amazing, they're fun, they're interactive.
This game wasn't built for the side missions.
Yeah, they really focused hard on story, and I think that really made the game a little lackluster for me.
Well, I mean, when the story itself is like 20 hours, because that's the thing with a lot of these like big RPG, or these big games where you can do all these things, is the story is like 8 hours. Like Diablo, the story is like 8 hours, but there's 100 hours of gameplay.
So the weird thing is, that's not actually true. So some of these stories are insanely long. Like in Knights of the Old Republic, that story is 25 hours
we're talking
long.
about Knights of the Old Republic. I'm talking about like not games
well,
like...
and Fable too. Fable's an RPG where you don't have to do any side quests. That's probably that's probably like 10 to 12 hours just on story without doing any of the side quests.
Yeah, and this is like...
But you're getting like I get what they're trying to do with that, but the side missions do make it better. Like in Fable, we talked about a lot of the side missions. They were a lot of fun. Yeah. You get a lot of cool things out of the side missions. And I think what they should have done is made at least one or two of them a little bit more.
The side missions, I think, in the other games get a lot better.
Yeah, this one, I think it was experimental for them. I think this was different than Far Cry 2.
Yes. So each Far Cry, the way that this franchise started was so different. And I'll get that into it before we get into the story. I'll have that as probably a different segment. But I'll talk about how this franchise has like grown because it is completely different but also exactly the same as when it started.
Yeah, and it sounded like Far Cry 3 was their big breakout game.
It was.
Far Cry 1 and 2 did not do well.
No, Far Cry 3 was by far, and it was mainly because of Voss.
Yeah.
Voss sold this game above all.
He's on the fucking cover of the stupid box, so yeah, I would say so, and he's not even the main fucking boss. Fucking bullshit. So yeah, that's basically the mechanics. There's not much more than that. You can do some cool stuff still. There's some darts you can throw.
Gunplay and mechanics as far as the styles of choosing of how you play and the RPG elements of this game. I honestly give the mechanics and this 5 out of 5. Just hands down, just
and the
amazing.
Graphics are just amazing in this game too. Like you're gonna love it. Like for such an old game, I think it came out on 11 or 12,
something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, looks amazing. It's only 4 years after Force Unleashed, and it's already way better than that.
way better. So, I'll talk about how the franchise started. So this franchise originally started.
We'll call this segment "From the Abyss."
So this franchise started out with Far Cry 1 way back in the day, and it was actually called Far Cry Predator.
Okay.
And
what you played as, you were this skeezy looking dude, and you were going out and breaking into people's homes, and you were like raping them.
No.
And I was like, man, they
not
really,
that kind of Predator.
No wonder this game wasn't popular.
not that kind of Predator. So yeah, it was either Far Cry Instincts or Far Cry Predator. I forget exactly what the title was. I think it had 2 different titles.
I think it's probably Predator because they have a primal instinct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless they were trying to go for like an homage.
Well, they have Far Cry Primal and yeah, that's. I thought
it was Primal Instinct.
No,
it's Primal. Okay,
it's just
gotcha.
Primal. So yeah, this one it started out as you were a old Russian military guy.
And you're telling me he doesn't rape little kids?
No.
Okay, whatever.
And he's retired, and all he does is he charters a boat to give people rides to islands and stuff for people doing photography, videos, and stuff. And this girl makes him go close to this island that he'd never been to, and they end up getting attacked by a helicopter. apparently this military working on this super soldier serum that this Native American tribe
Very believable.
invented.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and in that you actually had this. You could go into predator mode, which you would inject this predator serum into your system, and you could get insane strength. Like the first time they make you use your predator mode strength, you're sprinting through the jungle and you're going like insanely fast. And then there's a guy on the top of this cliff, and you punch him, and he flies like 200 feet that way. And you're just like, what the fuck?
Damn.
And you used to be able to set traps into trees. Like you'd pull branches back and put knives and stuff on them, and then you'd have people walk into them.
That's sweet.
And then Far Cry 2 went towards like drug cartels kind of stuff.
And they're like the Predator Reborn.
And then Far Cry 3 really went into the drug aspects a lot more.
Oh, a lot of piracy too.
And piracy.
Yeah.
And then 4 went to India. And really similar kind of, they tried making another Voss, but an Indian version of Voss, like a K-pop kind of anime Indian version of Voss. It was weird. His name is Pagan Min. And then 5th one, they have a cult in Minnesota.
Okay.
That tries taking over basically all of Minnesota, and
that's really easy to do.
Then he
they can
gets some nuclear warheads. He gets some nuclear warheads and he shoots them.
In front of him?
Just all over all of Minnesota.
Nice.
And then,
you don't mean like he shoots them, he fires them.
No, he fires them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he launches...
I thought you meant he's like, I shall shoot this.
He launches them and blows up all of Minnesota.
Okay, well...
And then Far Cry New Dawn...
The only more worthless state would be Idaho, so I guess it's fine.
Far Cry New Dawn, it's like 20 years after that, after radiation is all like dissolved and it's starting to like grow life back into that like part of the world.
Hundreds of thousands of years later?
I don't know how many years.
It's got to be hundreds of thousands.
It's like post-apocalypse. But
it's like 7 years later. You know, all the radiation is gone.
I don't know.
Very realistic.
And then Far Cry Primal is back in the old like
caveman
days. And then they also had Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. That was a kind of a DLC game. That was
a game in itself, right?
Yeah, it's a game in itself, but it's like cyber. It's like 80s cyberpunk.
Oh, interesting.
It's totally like. Have you ever seen that Kung Fury movie?
No.
On YouTube, it's a YouTube movie. It's like completely just totally 80s with a like. Dino Cop. Triceracop. That's
Triceracop.
It's a guy who's partnered up with a Triceratop.
Okay. In Blood Dragon? Cop. Or in that movie?
In that movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's got the same vibes. Like, it's like,
did they really go that far out for Blood Dragon?
Blood Dragon, it's got blood dragons in it that eat people. And
I am a blood dragon.
They shoot beams like Godzilla does out of its mouth, and it gets crazy. Like, it's insane. But yeah, that's pretty much the franchise. The 6th one's coming out is going to be like Mexico drug cartels again. I think it's going to be like, and it's actually starring one of the guys from Breaking Bad.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's going to be drug cartels and Mothra. You know, it's just going to really bring all the elements that they've been doing well on.
So let's go into story time.
Let's do it. Story time. All right, so you start out as a guy. I don't know if you guys know this. You're skydiving, and your brother Grant dies, and that's the whole beginning of the game. 15 minutes. There you go. It's on the box. No, you're skydiving, and you're like seeing videos of yourself doing other things like partying and surfing and doing the hang gliding or whatever. Like you're doing a lot of fun things because your brother Riley got his pilot's license, and that's a bullshit way to celebrate, but okay.
Well, they're super rich.
Yeah.
Too.
Also, Riley looks like he's like 10.
No,
he's so short. He looks really young, and he
definitely looks like he's like
under 18. And you're like, how did you get your pilot's license?
I think he's around like he's must
probably
be around
in early
like
20s. He's got to be 20s because there's no way you can get it before that.
No.
But yeah, it's insane that he looks so young. I think they were just trying to show that he's the youngest brother. But you get kidnapped. Like you kind of fall on this island that's 2 islands, kind of close to each other, and you're kidnapped by this group of pirates. You don't really know anything about them, but you come to and you're with your brother Grant, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everyone else, you came with 6 people. It's Daisy,
Riley,
Grant,
Jason.
Jason is you.
Yes. and then his
what's their
girlfriend. I
names?
can't remember her
Lisa.
name. Lisa.
And then the 2 guys. So 7 people.
Yes.
So and the 2 guys, one's a druggie, one's like a macho man.
Yeah. So one's a stoner and one's the macho dude.
Yeah. They try to be all cool and stuff, and then they're bitches.
Which the stoner is probably the best of all the friends.
Yeah. So you're sitting there, and like Voss comes up to you and starts saying, "We're gonna ransom you," and blah blah blah. And Voss is this like kind of badass local. He's a native. They call them the Rockyat. They're pretty cool, you know. They're sweet looking. They're not the Rockyat. They're kind of. He was a Rockyat.
Yes.
But he's turned evil because of someone's influence. Yes. And then they leave. They do the classic fucking like guards standing by but not really watching the cage.
Yeah.
And then Grant used to be in the military, apparently.
Yes, he used to be a Marine.
He was pretty badass, actually.
Yes, he was.
So he gets out of his... They're just in a badly... when I played this, I was like, how bad do they tie knots?
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Ugh," and he gets out. It's just one little motion. I'm out. Look, I'm so good.
Yeah.
And he gets out of his knot, and he calls over the guard and just like chokes him out pretty much.
And then, gets everything, and he has you follow him.
Yeah, they get a key, I think, right? They don't break
Yeah.
it. Yeah, they get a key to this wooden cage that they probably could have easily broke.
Probably.
It looked like it was made of, like, sticks.
Oh, it's probably bamboo.
Yeah. No, it didn't look like that.
Oh,
it looked like normal sticks from a tree, and
whatever
you're
it was,
like,
but-
man, with how bad they are tying knots, I bet I can break this wall down easy.
Probably. But, so, you're trying to sneak through the entire camp.
You're doing a
and
pretty
this
good
is
job.
where you're learning how the stealth mechanics works.
Yeah.
This is where you're learning how to mark your enemies, how to use your camera, and stuff like that. And then you get towards the end, and they capture you.
Yeah. And you're hearing like people talk throughout this point about
Mm-hmm.
your friends being captured, about you being sold into slavery. They're talking about ransoming you back to your parents and then selling you into slavery instead, so you get double the pay.
Exactly.
So you make it out, and you instantly, somehow they know exactly where you are, and they shoot Grant in the face.
Yes.
And you're like, Grant, wake up, Grant.
So you're holding Grant, and then Voss is just like, I'm gonna give you a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And he's like,
This is where you find out how fucking crazy Voss is.
he's so fucking crazy motherfucker. He's like, so I'm gonna give you a 30-second head start.
We're gonna mention this now. This is the first surprise.
Yeah.
Voss will surprise you many times, and you will fall for it every time. So this is the first one. You've had this one. I'll give it to him. This one's kind of like you're watching your back, and you're not really watching for him. But no, he got you on this one.
Yeah. So then he gives you a little bit of a head start, and then he sends dogs and people after you, and you have to run.
I don't think you can die during this part.
I don't think you
it's just
can.
more of tutorial. Teaches you how to run away from enemies and
Yeah.
jump and do like
And how to-
action sequences.
and climb vines and do all this stuff. And
Yeah.
then you start you get out, and then Dennis, who is a Rockyat,
You get shot, I think. So you get shot a couple times, and then you fall into the water into a river. And Dennis,
Pulls you out of the river.
He's a pseudo Rockyat. He's from African country, and he went to America, and now he's in whatever the Rook Islands.
He went to America to become a mechanic, and then
He's like,
he
the
was
white
really
people laughed at me.
Yeah, he was
You're like, really? You didn't expect that?
he was discriminated against and always got paid less and had to work harder, and so he moved away and then ended up being on this island somehow, and Citra showed him the ways of the Rockyat, and so he became a Rockyat member.
Yeah.
He's desperately in love with Citra.
I don't know how the fuck he got to this island, though.
I don't know either.
There's like an
it doesn't
airstrip,
actually fully.
but it's always it's fucking controlled by Hoyt.
Yeah.
So it's weird. Yeah, it doesn't explain how he got to this island. He magically appeared.
Well, I mean, you magically appeared on the island.
You were skydiving.
I know, but he could have been
He
doing
was
something.
just complaining about not having
Well, he
enough
could have been on a
money.
pirate ship that got abducted too.
True, he could have just been on a regular ship. But
Yeah.
however, he makes it there and he becomes a Rockyat, and he's like the shittiest one.
Yeah, and he
does
sounds
nothing.
a lot like Chadwick Boseman.
Does he? I didn't notice that.
I thought so, anyways. Like his accent is very like Wakanda accent.
Maybe he's
like,
from Wakanda.
maybe.
So he's like the worst character though. God, he's
Yeah,
so annoying. He's like, Jason, you have to go do this thing, and you're like, what? No, I don't have to do that. I don't want to.
He calls you all the time.
He's like, I know who did it, and you're like, why didn't you tell me this 3 missions ago? Why'd you wait for me to do 3 fucking missions to do this?
So yes, then he gets you started on becoming a Rakyat and kind of helping the people and introduces you to Citra.
Yeah, well, so that doesn't happen right away.
No,
so
I
the
know.
first things that happen, Dennis saves you.
Yes.
He puts a tattoo on you.
Yes.
And he says, you are now a Rakyat.
Yes.
And you're like, I didn't want this. You son of a, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Oh yeah, because you're just waking up
Yeah,
when
he's
after he's done
tattooing you in your
tattooing you.
fucking sleep. You fucking creep.
Yeah.
He's a creep. He's a murdering, fucking molesting creep. He probably touched my balls.
Maybe.
So he's tattooing you, and he's like, you are now a warrior. You're not strong enough to attack Voss, but you will be. And you're like, oh, god damn it, fuck me. I can't just go home.
And he's like, if you help the tribe members out and help me out, then we can help you find your friends.
Yeah,
and-
so your main goal is to find your friends minus Gran, who's dead.
Yes.
And you don't know if any of them are even alive.
No, you don't.
So the first couple missions are like, go help this town,
Go take out this outpost.
activate this radio tower, and it's
Yeah.
just showing you mechanics of the games that we talked about. The radio tower reveals locations, the outpost makes fast travel possible, and the fast travel is important.
Yes.
The thing that I did in this game is I went and I activated all the radio towers before I started any main missions.
It's a good idea.
And I went and got all the outposts, and I did all the upgrades.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to do the main missions to get the side missions.
No.
So, in my recommendation, do that, because honestly, it made the game a lot easier to get through on that story.
You get so many more guns doing it that way.
Yeah.
You can do a lot of hunting while you're on your way to these things, so
Yeah.
you can get all of your gear higher up.
And you don't need a lot of hunting either.
No.
Like, it's like 5 deer skin at most, 4
Oh no,
tiger skin.
it was
Like,
3 was the
yeah,
most.
yeah. But
So-
I mean, like, total. So
Oh,
for
yeah.
multiple things, like, you don't need a
Yeah,
lot.
so you needed like 6 dingo skins to upgrade
Dingoes
3
were the hardest.
items.
I think there's only 2 areas where dingoes spawn.
Yeah.
But I found them, luckily, they were chasing deer, and I was like, this is perfect. I can
Yeah.
fucking get my dingoes. Get my dingo on.
So yeah, that's definitely a good way to do it, and then go through the story missions, because that way you have the entire map active. You can fast travel around the map for your story missions.
And you can do all the side missions too. And the side missions take maybe like 2 minutes each. They are
Yeah,
not long.
they're not
The
long.
one that took the longest was this one where you had to go make this guy's medicine. And this guy
Mm.
was so funny. He's like, I have a memory medicine I need. I don't know how to make it though, but I have it written down, but I can't read. And you're like, what? So he gives it to you, and you go and you get the stuff for you. You come back. He's like, how'd you get my recipe? What the fuck, dude? What, you made the wrong thing anyway. You made my back pain medicine. I need my memory, so here, take this recipe. And you go do it again, and he's like, oh shit, that's my blindness medicine. That's not my memory medicine. How did you even get that? And you do it a third
Wow.
time, and you finally get it, and it's really annoying. It took the longest because the things,
Yeah.
they don't spawn right away in the areas that you go
Oh,
to. It's
okay.
just like the animals.
Yeah.
You have to keep going in and out to get them to spawn.
Okay.
So that took like 20 minutes, I think, just because
okay.
the spawning was so fucking stupid. But yeah, that was the funny mission. That was one of their unique missions that I actually did like in
Nice.
this game. But as we progress through, the first thing they want you to do is activate a tower and then take an outpost.
Yes.
The reason you're taking this outpost is because you've heard rumors that one of your friends is being held there.
Yes.
And then as you get there, they say she escaped and ran through the jungle, so she's not there.
Yes.
So you defeat everyone in the outpost, you take it, and you're looking for your friend now.
Yes.
So this is where I stopped the story too. This is where because I did these 2
okay.
things, and then I did all the radio towers and stuff.
I did the radio towers and stuff during the story just because I've already done all of
Yeah.
it, so I wasn't concerned about it.
Yeah, and then you get a call from him. This is such a shitty thing. He's like, we actually rescued your friend before you went to the outpost. And you're like, why the fuck did I take this fucking outpost then, you dick? So this is why Dennis is a giant asshole. He's a liar. He's just using you.
Yeah, so it's this is where the doctor.
Yeah, so they rescued Daisy.
Yes.
So Daisy is Grant's girlfriend.
Yes.
She is hot
Yes.
and
Blonde.
And blonde.
Short hair.
And so you have to go. And the doctor's house is sweet.
Yes.
He's got this fucking awesome house on a mountain.
Yeah, it's like
Ah.
on the top of this cliff
This own
by the
little, like,
ocean.
a little pond that's crystal clear.
And he's on his own like tiny little island almost,
He's got a cave that leads into like the ocean.
which has a boat in it.
Yeah, so and then cave water is technically fresh water, so all that water is accessible to him.
Nice.
He's got working toilets, like it's insane.
Oh yeah, no, this guy's got it all. He's got a greenhouse where
Yeah.
he grows everything and,
He's a drug addict, so he's growing marijuana and shit.
and mushrooms.
Yeah,
and
mostly
a bunch
mushrooms.
Yeah. So yeah, you go to his house and he shows you Daisy, and Daisy's still under the weather. She was
Yeah, she was drugged by them, so she's still kind of feeling the effects, and she's got a fever because she got infected from cutting herself.
Yes.
So you have to go grab these 3 mushrooms for him.
Which is the first. I think this is the first drug instance in all of the Far Cry games, and every Far Cry game builds on these drug sequences, and they are way more frequent in the newer games. So you go into the cave and you're searching for this mushroom. As soon as you get close to this mushroom, you get sprayed in the face by another
Oh my God, it's so
thing in the cave, and it starts making you hallucinate. And the hallucinations for this are crazy.
Yeah.
The colors get all crazy. It gets all fuzzy, like you are like hallucinating and you are high on acid or something, or mushrooms. And then like stuff starts happening. So like you're going towards this wall, and the wall moves.
Yeah.
And then it moves again. And then it keeps moving. You're like, I just want to get to the door. Just let me in the door. And then you finally get inside this like greenhouse that you're hallucinating inside of the cave, and you find the mushrooms.
Yep. And then, you find the mushrooms, you bring them back, and they heal her, and until Grant dies, and she gives that lackluster performance. And she's like, it's okay. I'll stay here. It's a safe spot. And she convinces the doctor to let you stay there. Yeah. Because he thinks she's his daughter. Yeah. It's weird. It's strange.
So I think his daughter like died, and she is kind of like taking... She reminds him so much of her, and so he really wants to take care of her. He really likes having her
I think
there.
He's also way drugged out at this point, has no fucking clue.
He really is drugged out of his mind, always.
Yeah, so he does that, and then you go on more missions to find your friends.
Yes.
The next one you find is
Lisa.
But before that, you do another mission, and I don't remember exactly what it is.
You do a mission because you heard that she's in a certain area, and then you go in that, and then she was transported to a different place as soon as right before you got there.
Yeah, and then you get a call, so you go through this, and you see like a video of her.
Yes.
Being tortured.
Yes.
And interrogated and stuff, and it's crazy. It's actually pretty fucking sadistic. And you leave there, and Daisy calls you, and Daisy's like, hey, I got a surprise for you. Come back. And I'm like, oh, yeah, here we go. Surprise butt sex. Let's get out of here. And then so you go there, and she found this is the weirdest fucking thing. She finds a boat underneath the cave, and she's like...
In the cave.
Oh, yeah, in the cave, in the water, and she's like, I think I can fix it. I'm like, how are you a fucking mechanic now?
Well, it never said what she was.
She never does say what she is, and then you're like, how do you know so much about boats? So not even your character knows why.
Yeah, I think she knows about some of that stuff, though, because she knew like the names and stuff of some of the parts.
And you're like, oh, the spinny thingy? I got it.
So yeah, and right before that too, before she calls you in, the doctor was saying that he didn't really want you to keep bringing people to the island because pirates come to him all the time for supplies and for drugs. And so then he finds that he's like, oh, you can totally just keep everything underneath. You can keep all of your friends in that cave underneath my house because that's a place where no one is. Yeah. And so, yes, then you go back, you find the boat, and then you go, and this is where you first get captured by Voss again.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous. How many times you're like, surprise, bitch! So you go, you're trying to, this is the envoy, right?
Oh, this is the convoy, yes.
Yeah. So there's a convoy, and you have to stop it because it's carrying all your friends, all of them. It's got all of them in it.
I didn't think it said all of them.
I think it said at least 2.
Yes.
So it's got a lot of them in it, apparently.
Yes.
And this is where I'm like, is Voss a fucking genie? He's insane. He knows everything you're going to do before you do it. You go and you stop the convoy and you defeat all the people around it and you get help from the rock yachts. You literally do nothing. Yeah. They're quite literally worthless besides bullet magnets.
Yeah, they really... That's the only thing they're good for is getting aggro off.
Yeah. So you defeat everything and you're like, Lisa, I'm here, baby. Don't worry. And you were just in a fight. You're just in a bullet battle. Not like I just fought someone. I'm in a fucking, there's gun. You're not being careful. You're not watching your back. You're not watching in front of you. You just open the door and Voss jumps out, kicks you in the face. And you're just like, look, I'm not careful. Well, that'll never happen again. Surprise number 2.
So, yes, he captures you after that, and he ties you up, with your stoner friend and Lisa.
Oh, and up to this point, by the way, every time you do a main quest, the Alice in Wonderland quotes come up on the screen,
Yes.
which they don't make any fucking sense for the story. They're just in there because they wanted something cool in there.
Yeah, I really just think it's because like the person just really liked Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah,
and
that's
wanted
probably
to have,
why.
and because of the drug aspects of Alice
Yeah.
in Wonderland.
Yeah.
And yeah, just anything like that.
And then Voss brings you to this like wicker. It's like almost a mine,
Yeah.
right? Like so, it's like it looks like it's scaffolding for a mine almost.
Yeah, it's like
you're
they're
on.
still building it.
Yeah, or maybe it was a building. That's
Yeah.
right. It's like a stone building, and most of it's made of wood, though.
Yes.
So you're on the scaffolding part of it, and he's like, you know what the definition of insanity is, and he just kept fucking saying it. Like every time he saw you after that point, he's like, you know what the definition of insanity is?
Which is it's so good though, because
Yeah.
every time he catches you, you want to know what the definition of insanity is?
Yeah.
It's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
And he does. He gets you to fall into the same mistake over and over
Yeah.
again.
By not looking around.
Yes.
That's the mistake you're making. So he like interrogates you, and Lisa's there. You're both tied up together.
Yeah.
I think it's just Lisa, right?
I think it's
You
somebody
rescue-
else, but
Do you
I think
rescue
it's
the drug guy too?
I think it's the stoner friend too, but I think he takes him away and leaves you with just Lisa.
That's right. So yeah, he takes the stoner guy away, leaves you with Lisa. You have to
He starts a fire.
yeah, and you have to get through. You fall through like the floor,
Yes.
because it burns under you, and then you have to like climb back up.
Save her.
Literally nothing kills you in this game. You are invulnerable to any death until the end.
Well, I mean, you die in the game, but you
Yeah. I mean,
spawn
like in
back.
any cutscenes, you're like
Oh, yeah.
thrown off a building,
Yeah.
stabbed through the lungs. Like nothing
Yeah.
can kill you in this game. So you fall through, and you have to climb your way back up to save Lisa, and you do very easily. And you're like, Lisa, you have to jump, and she's like, I can't, I'm so scared. And you're like, there's a fucking fire behind you, bitch, jump!
And then you have Lisa drive the car as you're on the turret killing people that are chasing you.
Oh yeah, you have your friends drive vehicles a lot for you.
And she's like, I don't want to do this. Why are you killing people? Are you just okay with killing
And she's
people?
she's running over people, and she's, why are you okay with killing people?
And so, yes, you end up escaping with her. You take her to Daisy in the boat. They have a reunion. They hug each other, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and then you get this whole fucking bullshit story arc where you're like, you were a loafer and you're like a lazy dude who does nothing, has no ambition in life. And then she's like, the minute you find ambition, I don't like it. I'm like, fuck you! Get the
seriously.
fuck out of here!
She's like, you just seem so different already. Like this, don't let the island change you. Don't do
bitch,
this.
I
Don't
just
do that.
rescued you!
And he's like, I just had to kill so many people to even get to you.
Yeah.
To get to Daisy. I watched my brother die right in front of my face.
Yeah,
like,
fuck
I'm gonna be
you.
changed
Yeah.
from this.
Lisa's
like,
a bitch.
she is the worst.
She's a dumb cunt.
She is the worst. They really tried to push you towards the decision you have to make at the end of the game.
Yeah, I watched both, so
I did.
I know what it is. But so after that, you have to go save drug guy. He's in a
Yes.
cave, I think.
Yes.
If I remember right, the mission to get him is like it's not you join their crew. No, that's when you get to the other island.
Yes.
You go into a cave and you have to get to the end of the cave, and he's in there.
Yes.
And I don't remember his end, how to get him out.
I don't remember
I think it was
either.
Not a boat. Was it a boat?
No, that's his bro.
No, that was a boat.
It was the. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on a boat.
Yes.
You have to get out of being on a boat.
Because you have to be the sniper as you have to take out all the guards
Yeah.
that are holding him.
Yeah.
Have him get onto a boat, and then you get onto the boat.
You
with
jump on, yeah.
Yeah.
So your mission, that's right. It's not a cave. He's being transported to a helicopter, and you have to wait a moment while he's being transported. And there's literally no guards on him. They're just beating him. I'm like, you guys are really bad at
Yeah.
slave auctions. This is not. You don't deliver damaged products.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking terrible. So then you just shoot them with this awesome sniper, and
Yep.
I think you get a special sniper for that, right?
Yeah, I think you get that one.
Yeah. So
that
you
they
have,
give you for the mission.
yeah, so you have to continuously shoot them with this sniper, defend him as he walks through to get to a boat. Then you go to the boat with him, and you get in. You have to get on the machine gun while he's driving
Yep.
the boat. Then you take him to the cave too. Again,
Yep.
really, I don't think there's a Voss point in this mission.
No, I don't think so.
Not yet. There's another point. There's two other surprises, I think.
Yeah, because there's the one where he captures you, and then
He
he.
dumps you down the hole.
Yes.
And then the one where he comes around the corner And you're like, how didn't I fucking look around this corner? How was I so stupid that I did not look around
Every
the corner?
time.
So
then I guess we'll get into...
So you gotta rescue him. And then the story missions around these. So at this point, you meet Citra, I believe. This is before you rescue your dude from with the relic. So at this point you meet Citra. So now you've met Rakiot along the way. They've been like goons and stuff. They're not really strong. They're not high up. Dennis is like maybe a lieutenant of some kind.
No, Dennis is Citra's like
right-hand man?
basically.
Yeah,
not even right-hand man. Just like basically just like her dog.
Yeah. So you have to go and meet Citra in this sweet fucking compound.
Temple, yeah.
It's fucking cool. And you have to. She drugs you at this point, doesn't she?
Yes, so she kind of gives you the story of the Rakiot a little bit.
You have to go get what she needs to drug you with.
Yes.
Yes.
So she tells you to become a full Rakiot member, you have to return to what is missing.
Yeah.
Which doesn't give you anything. And then she gives you, she tells you to drink from this whatever container.
Yeah, you go on a mission to find whatever you put in the container. Well,
you get the vision of the dagger.
No, the container. You have to actually find the thing you put in the container.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So you go find this thing, you can bring it back, and she's like, drink this. And you're like, I really fucking shouldn't because you are fucking crazy. Yes. She is hot.
She is.
She is like the most gorgeous woman in this whole game.
She will give you jungle fever.
Yeah, she is so fucking strong. She's like, she's a pathetic person. She's cool. And then you drink this thing, and you have all these visions of this guy you're following.
Yes.
And he's like in a white suit.
Yeah.
And you're just following him through all these visions while like Lisa's coming up to you and Daisy's coming up to you and your brother and everyone. Like you're having all these visions of the beginning before the game when you're like on the beach talking to everyone. And finally you end up, and the white guy like knocked you out and you go up these stairs to follow him and then he stabs you with a knife, I think.
Yes.
And you pull the knife out and that's what you have to find.
Yes.
And then you wake up and she's just on top of you.
Yep, she's just fucking you.
Yeah, well, and I don't know if she's fucking you.
Oh, no, she's fucking you.
Okay, so she's fucking you, but her clothes are all still on.
Not her top.
No. During this part, it is. The next one, it's off. Sorry, this is not the fucking part. There's another point where you get knocked out. There's two different
fucking parts.
Yeah, but this is not the one. This is the next one is. Okay. So since she's like being weird with you, she doesn't like you that much right now.
Yeah.
So she gives you the objective to go get the knife.
Yes.
You have to go to the other side of the island, find the guy at the white. You find him, it turns out, which I totally thought it was fake.
He's a CIA agent.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
This guy's just fucking crazy. He's like, I got people out in the field. And you never meet those people. And you're like, you're just a loony.
You meet the one on the other island.
Yes.
Sam.
Yeah. You finally meet one. But up until that point, I literally thought he was just a giant fucking loony.
Yeah, you just think he's a crazy person.
He seems crazy.
He just seems like one of those like nutty jobs, like nutty conspiracy theory guys. But he literally is a CIA agent.
Yeah, so you follow him and into his house, and there's no one in his house, and he comes up on a monitor on the wall. He's like, there's a thing of C4 under that table right there. You have 10 seconds to explain who you are. I'm going to blow the fuck out of you. And I'm like, oh my fuck.
So you explain yourself, and he lets you down there.
And he explains that you want to kill Voss.
Yes.
And this is where you first hear about Hoyt.
Yes.
Hoyt is Voss's boss.
Yes.
He's the main bad guy for some reason.
Yes.
He is not iconic.
No.
There's nothing cool or special about him. And the guy in the white suit, what's his name?
I don't even remember this guy's name. He's not that important.
No, he's not. He stays around for a little while, but not long. He says he has information on who might have this dagger that you're looking for that you got in your vision.
Yeah.
But he'll only give it to you if you help him disrupt Hoyt's business.
Yeah.
So you call Dennis and you're like, hey, this person wants me to do stuff with Hoyt. And he's like, stay away from Hoyt. He's the reason Voss turned against the Rakiot. And so you find out at that point that Citra is Voss's sister.
Yes.
Their brother and sister.
Yes. So then you're going more, you follow this guy. This guy's like an Australian guy or something. Or he's
No. You go to do the Hoyt thing first. You burn the field.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, you have to burn a drug field for this guy.
No, burning the fields is...
You do it twice.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the first time you do it is this is the first time you get a flamethrower too, which is sweet. You have to burn it so Hoyt's business gets disrupted, and then it'll help you find this guy that you're looking for.
So yeah,
then you burn it and you're like, I did it. I fucked up Hoyt. Then a bounty gets on your head.
Then you go find this guy, and this guy is like this Australian dude who's kind of he's just a dick.
He's like actively gay.
And he is. And then he says that he has one of your friends, and he needs the knife. And so if you find the knife for him, he'll give you your friends.
And there's like 7 missions. Like
and
you
have
find this fucking knife.
And it's like Tomb Raider missions.
Yeah.
Like this is like completely out of pocket in the game.
Yeah, this part I did like it.
It was cool.
It was cool, but it was definitely out of character for the game.
Like it literally was like an entire mission or an entire tomb in the Tomb Raider
I will say
games.
it did come up with one of the best missions I've played in this fucking game when you're on the boat and the boat's sinking. God, it was just so fucking
that
cool.
was crazy.
Yeah, so you're on this boat. You have to find the document of this guy who's been researching this knife as well. And you go on the boat and you find the compass that he found and it points to this area. And then on the boat, you have to get the documents, get that, and the boat starts sinking.
Yeah.
It blows up. It's an automatic thing when you download the files.
Yeah.
And you have to swim through the boat while it's sinking and fight an alligator. You fight a dude.
Yep.
You have to like pick up oxygen masks along the way.
Yeah.
Like, it was a cool mission.
Oh yeah.
It made you feel like you were actually drowning, and you finally get out, and Dennis calls. He's like, "You doing okay, mate?" And you're like, "Fuck you!"
So yeah, you do all the missions for him. You get
you see some cool shit. You go into like hidden temples.
You end up retrieving the knife.
And you have to bring it to him. And the stupid part is anywhere you go, it's supposed to be this hidden area where nobody knows about. Anywhere you go, he's already there.
Yes.
The Australian guy. And you're like, if you knew, why didn't you just tell me to come here? I don't tell you how to do your fucking shit. And he has your friend, by the way. Yeah. He has the macho one.
Yes.
He's actively raping him.
Yes.
And telling you about it.
Yes.
He's like, oh, I guess I really enjoy your friend. He's got lovely skin.
Yeah.
And then he keeps calling his henchmen every time you question him. He's like, hey, why don't you just kill that guy? And he's like, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Boss. He wanted you to call him boss and like all this Mr. whatever his name was. And such a fucking dickhole. And this is where you get the knife, you bring it to him. This is where you get the first instance of this quick time battle.
And I don't mind the quick time battles.
No, I don't mind it either, actually. I like it.
I honestly thought this was the perfect way to do quote-unquote boss battle kind of things with these, because every other aspect of this game, you're having to use your gun and shoot all these things, but you can't really do that in a boss battle against a human with no armor.
Instant kill. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, what? If you do a boss battle, the only thing they could do is maybe bring in a vehicle that's harder to, that has more armor play and
there's only one actual like boss battle where you have to use your weapon. The other 2 instances are with these quick 3 instances are with the quick time events.
Yeah, so this is one of them, and it's the first one you do. You have a normal knife, and he has a special knife.
Yeah,
and basically, and it's quick. Like this is actually challenging. It's not like the Star Wars where it's not that quick, and you get to restart at the end. You get to restart, but not on the checkpoint.
Nope,
exactly. The Star Wars one, it'll like do 5 of them, and after 2, you can restart on the 3rd one.
Yeah,
but on this one, you restart from the fucking beginning, so you better not mess up. So like, and it's cool because you're fighting with knives, and you're like blacking out.
Yeah.
It's so weird because you completely black out and you're fighting and you're stabbing and he's stabbing you, and it's such a cool quick time event.
Oh yeah.
And you're like in another world. It's almost like
it definitely takes you out, and it's just like a one-on-one, and you're just like blocking each other and stabbing each other, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, so after that you rescue the macho guy, and he is not doing great.
No, he's very quivering, and
he's like, he did things to me, man. He did fucking... It was bad.
We're already at 1 hour and 15 minutes, and we're not even halfway through the game, so we're going to streamline it a little bit more. So you rescue him, bring him back. They're like, we're fixing the boat still. We're doing great. Oh, no. At this point, he says Riley? No. Yeah, he says Riley's dead.
Riley's dead. So Riley's dead, and
that's his younger brother that had the pilot's license.
Yeah. And we're a little bit more than halfway through the game, I think.
Because
this is like end of the first island, pretty much. So they're like, leave with us, and you're like, no, I have to do the Rakiat thing, and you bring the knife. I have to
go kill Voss.
Yeah, you bring the knife back to Citra. She's like, okay, now you're cool enough to do something, but you don't have enough power, so drink this. And she gives you some drink, and you're like, I've had bad experience drinking what you drink.
Well, this is after she gives you an entire run through of the Rakiat tribe. the temple,
Yeah.
the Rakyat powers,
So how they
and
became-
where they got where
Yeah.
the tattoo power comes from.
It comes from a dude who destroyed a giant by cutting
The
off
ink
its head.
demon.
Yeah, he killed it with a bow and then cut off its head.
Yes. So then you have to drink this drink, and then you have to fight the ink demon.
You have to fight like all these darkness guys too. Like this part is insane. You have to do a bunch of stuff. You fight the ink demon, you defeat him, you're getting power, and this is where she's topless on top of you, just fucking you.
Yes.
You wake up and you're like, I just had the worst dream. Oh my fucking god.
Which the ink demon is actually a fucking awesome battle.
It is.
Like
it really
is so cool.
You run up on top of it and cut its head off with your knife. It's really cool.
It's so fucking badass.
So then you wake up and she's fucking you, and you're like, okay, I guess she is interested in me, because up to this point it sounds like she hates you.
You are strong enough to defeat the ink demon,
Yeah.
which means you're strong enough to be her husband.
Her mate.
Yes.
Not, a husband is a very loose term. Mate.
Her mate. She wants to be your understudy now, basically. She wants to work for
fuck
you.
the shit out of you. So
Yeah.
she fucks you, and Lisa's like, I know you fucked that girl.
She doesn't say
I
that.
know, but she knows.
She's like, yeah, so then you have to, your friends, you tell your friends that you're not leaving with them, and you keep going to go kill Voss.
And there's a point where Voss surprises you again and throws
Yes.
you down a ravine, but I don't remember when that is.
I don't remember either, but I know he
surprises you so much.
he ties your foot to a cinder block and kicks the cinder block off the edge of this cliff so you fall into the water.
This is before you fight him, because remember, everyone
Yeah.
thought you were dead.
Yes.
And then Dennis finds you
Yes.
in the body, in like a bunch of dead bodies.
Because he also... Yes, because... Oh, no, that's the second... The body one is the third time. Because he shoots you when you... The helicopter.
Yes. Helicopter.
So you go after that helicopter and... Because you thought Voss was there, and Voss ends up surprising you, and he shoots you in the chest.
Oh yeah,
but your lighter was there. You had to
land. Yeah, you land the helicopter, and your lighter's there. You try to kill Voss, and this is like after you drink the potion, I think.
Yeah.
Try to kill Voss in this point, and you don't. He thinks you're dead. He shoots you, and they don't even check your pulse. They just put you in a pile of dead bodies. They're like, probably dead.
Yeah, and you wake up in the pile of dead bodies and have to crawl out of the dead bodies.
And then Dennis is right there, and you're like, did you know I was here the whole time, you fucking dick? So then you look and you find a lighter that has a bullet, and you're like, how strong is this lighter?
And he's like, oh, wow, you're a really lucky man.
Yeah. So then he tells you where
it was
Voss
a
is.
metal case lighter.
Yeah, but the metal is like fucking tin, or it's not steel.
It could be.
And even if
they
it
do
is,
steel book lighters.
that is so fucking thin steel. Holy shit. But he tells you where Voss's headquarters is now.
Yes.
And you get to invade it. You invade it. You kill all these guys. You fight Voss, and it's another quick time event.
It's a drug-fueled quick time event.
Yeah, you're drugged. He surprises you. You literally, so you're walking in this room, and you walk through this door, and there's two sides to the door. And the first, you've been shooting people, you've been surprised before. Your first instinct should be, I better check before I walk in, see if anyone's over here. Nope, you just walk fucking in, and he's like, bam, motherfucker, gotcha again. Surprise, bitch. And he hits you and drugs you, and you have to fight him with the knife thing again.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot cooler, because you start with a gun.
Yeah.
You have to shoot like versions of him.
Yeah, your hallucinations of him.
Yeah, so and he's got I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I thought I was just fighting myself.
And the floor is activating as you're walking up into this pathway.
Really cool.
It's super trippy, super cool.
So and then you get to the final boss, and you have to knife battle him, and you beat him, and you stab him, and you're like, I did it!
Yay!
And then you're like, but Hoyt is still left. And you're like, this should have been the end of the fucking game.
This should be the end of the game.
They should have put Hoyt in, but in an earlier point, and just killed him off as an underling of some kind.
Yeah,
honestly,
or had Voss kill Hoyt.
Yeah.
And then you have to chase Voss to the second island.
Hoyt is this lame fucking boss who's constantly paranoid, who just has armed guards around him and loves playing
He's
poker.
basically a ripoff of Scarface.
Yeah. He's
but
just
bad.
Yeah, and he's the drug kingpin. He turned Voss against you. So now you have to go to the other island to get Hoyt. And the only way to get there for some reason is by plane, even though it's really not that far.
Yeah.
You could take a boat. You could take a boat. You could take a boat. Yes.
So then you have to get on a flight with
and I hated this mission so much.
with the
under CIA dude.
Yes. Which, yeah, that mission to get on the plane was ridiculous.
You have to just
skip
wave
over it.
after wave of enemy,
It's
and you have to make
ridiculous.
sure they don't damage the plane too much.
Yeah,
But what
or
happens?
him.
Yeah, so what happens after is you get on the plane. He's like, "You gotta jump now," and you have a wingsuit.
Yes.
and it's so fucking sweet.
I forgot you didn't get the wingsuit until the second island, so I was so pissed off. I actually jumped off a cliff at the beginning. I was like, all right, wingsuit. No!
No, you get this wingsuit and you fly down and it's sweet. But
It's
if you,
so
I messed it
crazy.
up 3 times because you have to land in a very specific spot, and if you don't land there, you lose the mission. Really?
Oh,
fucking
I didn't
dumb.
know that because I got really good at parachuting
and
and
that's
shit.
fine. But I was like, okay, I can just land on this part of the island. They're like, nope, got to land exactly where they want you to land.
For that first mission, but then you get the wingsuit for the rest of the game, which is fantastic.
And then, the other island's pretty much the same. You go through some side missions, some other things. The Hoyt missions are actually really cool. You have to you meet Sam,
Yes.
who the main CIA guy said was one of his agents on Hoyt's employment.
And he used to be a German.
Yeah, he's German. He's a German-American who's like in Hoyt's employment. You play him in poker and you have to say the code word, and I don't remember what the code word
No, you start
was.
whistling the Star Spangled Banner.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you don't even have to win the poker game. You just play it. You leave. You follow him behind the corner. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then you tell him who you are. You're Snow White. At this point, your nickname is Snow White. And he's like, "Okay, well then let's get you into Hoyt's inner circle." So he tells you have to become part of Hoyt's crew.
Yes. So
you go to this boat. This random place
where new initiates are
and this is the dumbest part,
Hoyt.
I think, is everyone's wearing the same clothes.
Yeah.
Okay? Everyone.
Pretty much.
You have to get 3/4 through the mission
To get the clothes.
to get the fucking clothes. I'm like, why didn't you just take it from the first guy?
Because I think it was you needed to take over. They didn't say it in the game, but you needed to take over one of the new initiates,
Which is fine. You can do that.
because you needed to get his badge.
My thing was you could have totally just taken over one of the guys in the beginning, wore that guy's badge to get to that new initiate, killed that guy and took his badge and put it on your clothes.
True.
That way you didn't have to kill everyone on the way.
Yeah.
And you have to sneak through it. It's really annoying. It's the
only forced stealth section of the game.
And it's like super duper annoying.
Yes.
It's not fun.
It's not hard though.
It's not hard, but it's not fun.
Especially with distracting people with rocks.
Yeah. So you go through, you make it to the boat, you initiate, blah, blah, blah. Now you have to go on a mission.
This is the best thing with Hoyt that I actually did kind of enjoy with Hoyt's character. So you get initiated, everyone brings you onto the boat, he has a demonstration. He has a guy locked into a box.
And the guy's screaming
an iron box.
the entire time.
And the guy, screaming the entire time, and he tells you about his rules. He's
and
like,
right before this, somebody's like, "Hey, you want to make some extra money?"
oh yeah.
And you're like, "Fuck yeah." That's like the worst. The guy was like, "Act natural, act like a pirate." And you're like,
That's how he would act.
how would a pirate act? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, why not?
It's just the funniest. It was just like how he is regularly, only a little. He added the word fuck in there. It's just funny.
I thought it was natural, but it's even funny because the natural conversation of a lot of the guards, every time you're on an outpost and just listening to them, you'll hear someone like, "Oh man, I think that fucking whore gave me the clap."
Yeah.
Or, "Oh man, I just got, oh man, it burns when I pee. What
I should
the
have
fuck?
worn a rubber.
I should have worn a rubber."
It's really funny.
So there's all these sayings, but
back at Hoyt. Hoyt's there with the guy in the box.
and so he's giving you his rules. He's like, sell the
this guy's
product.
just
You
like,
can use the product.
Help me!
You can fuck the product.
Get me out!
You can fuck the product, but you can't injure the product or kill the product. And then he's like, and you can never fuck me over.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is what happens if you fuck me over. And he fucking lights the guy on fire.
Yeah,
and you just
it's
watch
insane.
him burn.
He's
I'm like,
screaming the whole
holy
time.
shit.
It was a cool part. It made Hoyt seem like a badass, and he never did anything like this ever again.
That's the only thing he was. He was there to be the figurehead that comes in and scares the fuck out of everybody.
There is one
and
other
that's-
instance where he does something fun, but
that's when you're at his compound.
yeah. So you go through that, and then this is the part that's confusing to me. That guy says that thing, and it's just to introduce that there is a people outside doing illegal things against Hoyt's wishes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole point of it, because you don't actually join their crew.
No,
Sam
you
just
take 'em
tells
out.
you. Sam just shows you where they are, but it sounds like Sam already knew about it. So why did they even have that point in there where you're like, you can make some money? Fuck yeah! Like why?
Well, no, Sam didn't know about it, but he's like, oh, since you got that could be your way into Hoyt.
Yeah.
And so they said, if you actually get evidence that they were trying to rip Hoyt off, I could get you a meeting with Hoyt, and you'll look like really good, and you'll become part of Hoyt's inner
this is
circle.
the lamest part. It's like, if you can find a list of names of everyone in the group, and you're like, oh, I found a list of names of everyone in the group.
It's not a list of names of everyone in this group. It's
a list of leaders.
It's the ledger that shows all the things they were doing against Hoyt.
I know, and why would they keep a ledger of it? What a bad idea. Fucking have that in your... I know you don't want to have it in your brain. Make it easily burnable, goddammit.
Paper is easily burnable.
They didn't do it!
But, so yeah, you have to take out all these guys. You have to get the evidence for it. You have to take pictures of them actually
like doing the
going
illegal
against
thing,
them.
meetings and stuff.
So you actually had to do a lot of things and get quite a bit of evidence. So I actually really did like that.
Yeah.
And then Sam gets you your one-on-one with
And you can go through
Hoyt.
this. You're a member of the crew, so you can go through this without having to worry about them hitting you. But the minute you shoot them or doing anything aggressive.
Yeah,
that's
or
done.
the minute you go into an outpost, it still will attack you because only those staff are supposed to be at that outpost.
Yeah.
So yeah, then you go to Hoyt's compound.
Yeah. So you defeat them, you give Hoyt all the evidence, you go to his compound, he has a meeting with you, and he's like, hey, bruh, you did such a good job. I'm going to reward you. If you do well on this thing, you're in.
Yeah.
And then you go downstairs, and it turns out Riley's still alive.
Yes.
And
And you have to torture him.
to get information that they already have.
So you go in there, and Riley recognizes you right away. And
Does he?
Yes.
So this is the weird part. It seems like it, like with the first thing he says, but then you're hitting him and he's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. My name is this. And then remember,
So I think he
says
had
you have 45 seconds. He covers his mouth and he's like, Riley, it's me. And he's like, oh.
Well, like, so I think he like slightly recognized him,
He
but
maybe recognized the voice at first or
yes.
something.
So I think he recognized the voice and
And then he
thought
started
maybe that
hitting
was his brother. And you punched him in the face before he said anything because he was about to say something.
Yeah, you're like,
And you're
bitch,
like,
what's
"No."
your name? He's like, my name's Riley. Please stop hitting me.
The entire time, Sam turns off he loops the video feed for 45 seconds. So you get 45 seconds to talk to Riley.
And you just see in the 45 seconds, shut up, bitch.
Pretty much.
Shut up, bitch. Shut up, bitch. Shut up, bitch. And the guy's like, wow, he's going hard. This guy's awesome.
So, yeah.
45 seconds of shut up, bitch.
So, yeah, he's pretty much like doing that. And you tell Riley, like, hey, I can't get you out right now, but I will get you out.
Yeah.
So you just have to play along. And the guy tells you really have to sell it. So then you actually like you stick your thumb into a bullet hole in his shoulder.
Yeah, you
and
torture the
fuck out of him.
So
He's
then-
like, I can take it.
Yeah, and then after that, Hoyt comes up. He's like, that was depraved, bro. Come on.
He's like,
I
damn.
I said to go hard, but man, you're hard. Come to my poker game.
Yep.
So you go to his poker game, and then we're pretty much at the end of the game at this point.
Yes.
You make it his compound sweet, by the way.
It's
you
huge.
can't get in. Like
No.
it's got a giant wall around it, and until you actually do this mission, you cannot get in. So you go into the compound. You can fast travel there. Meet Sam at the gate. Go upstairs. Start the poker game. You get through like one or two hands.
Yeah.
And then he just stabs Sam in the fucking neck.
And then holds a gun to you. And, he's like, I know your plan, motherfucker.
See, this is the worst part because the guy said, Sam was like, he doesn't know what you look like. That's great. And then there's a video playing of you. I'm like, right before you torture him. And I'm like, well, he knows what I fucking look like. So why the fuck am I here?
Yeah.
Immediately, as soon as I saw that video, I was like, why don't I say like, oh shit, it's on? Because he definitely knows what I look like.
Yeah, and yeah, so he obviously is like, I know you're Jason Brody.
Yeah, I have a video that you saw. I'm surprised you didn't know I knew.
Oh yeah, because he had the video footage from Riley's phone.
Yeah, and Riley, it's right before you go into his cell, and literally, Jason should have been like,
you had a mask on when you were first there.
Sure, but still.
But I don't think you wore your mask to the poker game.
Yeah, so I know he knew before that. I'm pretty sure. Like he knew Sam was a traitor, I think, for a long time, but he was useful. Before that. So Sam gets stabbed in the neck and you have to play through the poker game and he's like, every time you lose, you'll cut off a finger.
Yep.
And I think it auto loses one hand for you.
I think so.
Because you lose one finger. You lose this finger.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
This one right here.
Yeah. Ring finger.
Ring. Is that the ring finger?
Yeah.
I don't know what fingers are. So that's a ring finger. So they chop off your ring finger and you're like, no, Lisa and I will never get married.
It's okay. I'm with Stitcher anyways.
Yeah, and at this point, you think your friends have all left.
Yes.
By the way, like literally because they said we're gonna leave.
Yes.
And you said I want revenge.
And you said you wanted to stay on the island. You even told Citra you were gonna stay.
Yeah. So you go through this, and there's people all around you. Like you are in a room full of people with guns. You have no guns on you. Hoyt's there, and he's got his knife, and he's cutting off fingers. And you're playing the poker game, and after he cuts off your finger, you fucking black out.
Yep.
You black out, and it goes into the quick timer, and suddenly you have a knife in your hand. You're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
So, and you go through the quick time, you defeat Hoyt, of course, and you wake up. It's a bloodbath.
I fucking loved this.
Yeah, you're in a bloodbath.
You wake up from your blackout, and you just totally killed everyone in your blackout. And that's one of the coolest things about this game.
The first thing you say is, what the fuck happened?
The coolest thing about this is this actually happens in mental health with people when they get too high sentence of like that fight or flight syndrome. A lot of people can black out in the middle of a fight and not know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, and then shitty people use that as a reason, and that did not happen to them.
Yes.
A lot. But yeah, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Why can't I be this way all the time?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so you kill everyone, you have to leave. You have 5 minutes to get to an airstrip to stop a helicopter from taking Riley into slavery, which they worked really hard. They really wanted to sell these guys. I would have just killed them. I would have been like, all right, at least there's no reason for them to do things.
Well, especially because Jason Brody is coming after you
for his
family and his friends. So I would just max execute all of them.
Yes.
Like, tell Jason Brody, like, hey, tell a bunch of the guys that all of his friends are going to be at the compound. And then when he gets to the compound, they're on the top of the wall of the compound. Bang, 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 bang,
I thought that would be a cool ending with Voss, that instead of, this is Voss's ending, and you go into a room and you just see Grant's body. Hanging from something.
Fuck.
And then Voss is there and he's like, you like my decorations?
I didn't do it the same way this time.
Yeah.
Stab.
Yeah, and seriously, like, that would have been a sweet ending, and they went with Hoyt, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hoyt was just so lame. So, yeah, you have to go save him. You have 5 minutes. You get to the airfield. You save him. And he's got his pilot's license, if everyone remembers. And then he's like...
But he doesn't know how to fly a helicopter.
And Jason's like, it's the same thing. And you're like, it's not the fucking same thing.
And this mission is...
Every rescue mission has been like, get into a vehicle and just fucking shoot.
Yeah. And
like,
so, you go through, and then... Is this where Dennis calls?
So right before this, Daisy calls.
Oh, yeah.
And Daisy's like, help, we need help, we're in trouble, they're here, they're doing things. And you're like, shit, Daisy, I can't right now. And you hang up the phone.
So then, you get away, and then you go towards... Daisy and Citra and all the Rakyat have all your friends tied up.
I called this. I'm like, God damn it, Citra. No, she doesn't have time to appear. You go to the mansion.
They have them tied up?
Not here.
Oh, not here.
You go to the mansion and everyone's missing, and you find the doctor dying in the back.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then he's like, the Rakyat took him. So you're like, what the hell? I better go to the temple. And you have Riley fly to the temple, and you're like, wait here. And you go in, and nobody's there at first. And they're all at the back of the temple. And then suddenly Riley's right next to you because they got him out of the helicopter without you noticing, even though you're like the most badass one of them all. This is bullshit. Why couldn't they fucking take down Hoyt if they were this quiet? Fucking horse shit, you know.
They didn't care to.
Yeah, and literally the minute Citra was fucking me the second time, I was like, oh, she's so evil. She's an evil bitch. And this is where you get a choice.
So, yes.
So everyone's hanging up, hands tied.
Citra gives you the dagger.
Oh, sorry, no. You get poisoned.
Yes.
So you get poisoned first.
Yes.
And you're going through and you see like the most horrible shit. Like
you see basically all of the entire game.
Yeah. So Lisa's on fire too.
Yeah.
And she runs at you. She's like, "You're terrible!"
Yeah.
She's like scary as shit.
Yeah. No, it's like all of your worst nightmares. It's all of your biggest fears. It's all the worst things that have happened to you. Grant's death, torturing Riley, like all these scenes are all happening. It's kind of like when Flash in the Arrowverse series, the CW show, when he's going through the space-time continuum and he sees all of his memories going by. It's kind of like that. So, you're walking up and then the poison starts wearing off right when you get to the top. Citra's like, take the dagger.
No. At this point, you have a knife.
Oh, yeah.
You took the dagger from Citra during the illusion.
That's right.
And you have a knife to Lisa's throat.
Yes.
And you're like, what the fuck?
And you have to decide.
You're the strongest Rakyat warrior. I want you as my husband.
Yes.
And you're like, you have to decide whether to kill her and stay with Citra or drop the knife.
Yeah.
And The better ending is definitely dropping the knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best ending is killing Lisa because you get to have sex. But
The best, and honestly, like, Lisa is such a pain in the ass to you and so bitchy to you, and like is
but you
really
don't just
like
kill her; you have to kill all your
yes, and including your brother.
Yeah, and that's where I was like, these other guys were really cool.
Yeah, and so like
Lisa's kind of hot, so maybe I'll get some cool like you saved me sex after this.
I doubt it,
You
dude.
never
She's
know.
so against the person you became during this, and she doesn't like your tattoos, and she doesn't.
She doesn't like your tattoos.
She doesn't like anything about anything that you've done, and so yeah, she finally just like gives up, and like so yeah, you can kill her and go with Citra, but if you go with Citra,
God, the ending
she
is so lame.
starts fucking you,
Yeah,
and then she
so
kills you while fucking you.
It's the same thing though. You're on top first, and she looks like she's naked, but she's wearing her pants still.
Yeah,
She's wearing like a skirt.
Well, she's wearing a skirt. Yeah.
I know it's not pants, but I'm like, why didn't you take off the fucking skirt? It's hard
easy
to
access,
fuck-
and she doesn't wear underwear.
It's harder to fuck with. It's easier to fuck with the skirt, and it's hotter apparently. So you're on top, and then you're like, you shift to her on top, and she's like, "You're the strongest, Jason. You're the best, Jason." And then she pulls a knife out of nowhere. It's like it's literally she puts her hands behind her back, and I have a knife. I'm like it's.
She had it tucked like Wonder Woman had her sword tucked. in her
No. It
dress.
was it's the fucking Die Hard.
Oh yeah,
She's got it taped to her back, and you didn't notice because you're fucking her front. You don't do doggy style. And she stabs you, and she's like, "Your child will be the strongest," and you're like, "That's not how children work. You actually might not be pregnant. It might not be your time to get pregnant. You should have kept me alive a little longer."
until you were for sure pregnant.
Yeah. How about you wait till the belly bump, bitch?
So,
What if you have a miscarriage?
So yeah, the good ending though is you actually leave with everyone.
Yeah, but it's really weird. Like Dennis is so fucking weird.
Oh,
so the good
yeah.
ending is like you drop the knife and Citra's like, "I love you. Why aren't you staying with me?" And Dennis is like, "You dare!" Well, he's got a knife. He's like, "You dare not be cool to Citra. She's my love." And he walks up to you to stab you, and Citra just casually walks in front of you. Not even like dives, just like, "Hold on, wait. Oh God. You stabbed me."
She kind of moved quickly.
Very barely. Like, it is very, like, oh, I
think they
moved.
made it cinematic, so
Yeah.
it slowed down the time of it, but it definitely was more of a...
But he was just, like, he wasn't running with the knife. He was just walking.
No, but he was full.
Yeah.
Like, he was ready to...
He didn't thrust. He just was walking with the knife pulled out.
Oh, it seemed like a thrust.
No. Watch it
Whatever.
again. It is hilarious.
Okay.
I'm like,
Bad graphics for an old game.
Well, it's
Who
not
cares?
bad graphics. I just think it was like the heat of the moment thing. But it's just really funny that they have him like walking with the knife. "I'll get you!" Like Frankenstein's walking, and he stabs Citra, and Citra's like, "I always loved you," to Jason.
And then you close your eyes, and then just like, what have I done? And then you walk out.
And then, yeah, my thing was I really wanted to kill Dennis at that point.
Yes, I
Like,
really
he
did
was
too.
so annoying throughout the whole game. I wanted to take the knife out of Citra, throw it, and have it hit him in the head, and you don't do that.
Yeah.
And then the ending, again, it's kind of lame. You just you're panning off from the beach watching the boat sail away that you fixed. And you're like, that boat is rickety and rockety, and that's not going to make it far.
Didn't make it far enough.
And then you find out everyone died at sea. But yeah, like, it's really shitty that one of the better ending, in my opinion, like getting to get fucking laid, you die.
Yeah.
I was like, man.
But that is kind of the way Citra is and
Yeah.
Voss was, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
I knew she was fucking crazy. I'm like,
she
she's
is crazy.
fucking crazy.
I mean, she's Voss's sister. Of course
Yeah,
she's crazy.
literally, as soon as I'm like, Voss,
And you
sister,
killed
fucking
her.
Crazy.
You killed her brother. She's going to have some anger towards that.
No, she wanted it. She asked for it.
Yeah, I know, but I bet she still didn't like that she was dead.
And that's the end of the game. Your choices, if you ever want to look them up without, you don't get to make them. Like, here's the thing about the saves. You don't create two different save files. It saves under the same save file, unfortunately. So you can't go back to an earlier save to do both choices. So I had to look up the bad. I chose the good one.
So I pretty much have always done the Citra ending, except for this last time, because I've always done the Citra ending. I did the other ending this time.
Like, I don't want to die this time.
I've seen her titties too much already.
Again, yeah, they're not that great. They're pretty good.
Plus,
They're
in
not crap.
the fourth one, their girl's topless quite a bit because they're just painted.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, and she's got like
She's got paint, tribal
some
paint
kind
on her
of
tits.
tribal paint on her tits, and it's only on her tits and her face.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay,
it looks good.
This is where the paint shows.
She's a very attractive woman.
Yes, and that's the end of the game.
Yes,
That's the story. You did it. You defeated Voss.
So worth for nah.
I'm going to go Worth. I thought this game was a lot of fun. This game, besides some mechanical stuff, this game is old. That's what you're going to get. Probably low budget. I'm sure Far Cry 4 is far better mechanics-wise. So
Mechanic-wise, honestly, it gets better and better as it goes.
And they get more money.
Story-wise, they're not as... A lot of people don't think it's as strong. It's hard to beat boss.
Yeah, it really is. He was such an iconic
I still really enjoy all the other ones. I really love Pagan Min. I really love Joseph Seed and his brothers and sister. Like, it is the cult is really great. I love the aspect of that. This is probably my favorite franchise as far as these games get progressively better as far as mechanics go. And these games just always do good at this open world shooting game.
Yeah.
Like, this is by far the best open world shooting game there is. I think, in my eyes. So this is 100% worth it.
I mean, there's other, like, Destiny's pretty fun. They're all on the same level of how good they are with the shooting part, but none of them have the story. So,
yeah.
But yeah, worth for me, definitely. Worth for you?
Oh, 100% worth it. And most of the time you can find this game for like $15.
Yeah, I think I bought it for like 10.
This game isn't that bad to buy. You can
looks
buy it
brand new, too. Like, the graphics are great.
Graphics are fantastic. They did re-up the graphics on Xbox One.
I would recommend playing it on computer. It was so much better on computer. And like everything was so much better.
Yes.
I recommend 100% for computer.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend this franchise. If you haven't played this franchise, this is the game to start with.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is what I say is the intro to the Far Cry series.
Yes. And I will say this too. It gives you great ideas of what to dress up like while you're having sex.
Do it.
Yeah, you make your wife, or if you are the wife, you dress up in the Citra costume. You paint
Maybe
your tits.
I'll dress up as Citra.
Yeah, you paint your tits. That's all you got to do. You paint them red. I think it's
My
red.
tits, yeah.
Yeah, and get a tan.
Yeah.
Yeah, spray tan it and paint them red.
Yeah, I'll paint my bald head
And
too.
then wear like a really tiny skirt with no underwear, and you're doing great over there.
My dick might hang out.
It might, but you're gonna have to. But yeah, that's it. That's the game.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening again.
So, yes.
Check us out on Spotify, everything. We got our little list here.
Put tags up.
We keep forgetting to do this for next week's game. We are doing Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes.
The remastered.
Yes.
It just came out a couple years ago, I think.
The remastered just got released a few months ago.
Oh, I thought it was 2018.
So actually, this game was made a long time ago, and they completely took it off of every gaming market.
Yeah, because it had some kind of weird thing, right?
Yeah.
It was a legal thing.
So they just brought it back into the market just a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I bought it immediately because I hadn't watched the movie up until this year. And I watched the movie, and I was in love with the movie, and I want to play the game now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's our next week game. So we will catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.